and whether you do yoga or not, you probably know what a push-up is. But most people assume that the bicep muscle is doing a lot of the work during the push-up. But no. Let's talk about what's happening here. When he is here, he has to use his shoulder muscles and his core muscles to some degree to remain stable. He wants to keep his spine straight, his lower back arched, just like when he's standing. Now, his tricep muscle, try to follow here, is short at the moment. His tricep muscle is short, even though the arm is straight. The tricep muscle is short. You can actually see the indentation and the muscular groove there is contracting already. The bicep muscle is long in this position. So we would assume that as he lowers himself towards the floor, he would be using his bicep because it's going to shorten. But his tricep is going to lengthen. So he's going to now lower down slowly into what's known as forelimb staff. His tricep is active. His bicep is not. Nothing going on here, folks. This is soft. The tricep is working. Good. Can you come right back to plank? And then you can drop your knees for a moment. Thank you. We'll do this again in a moment. So just to say this again, his tricep muscles in that movement are eccentrically lengthening. They're getting stronger while they're stretching. Okay? That's not the only muscle that's doing that. His pectoral muscles along here, the large pectoralis major and minor, are also eccentrically lengthening. The pectoral muscles' main function is to bring the arm in this way. So when we would bring it this way, you would stretch it. For instance, if you were to put both arms between a door frame and press your chest through the door frame, you would be stretching your pectorals. He's doing that as he lowers. So let's do this one more time. Starting in the push-up plank position, his spine is in an erect state, his body is being held against gravity, his arm is straight but not locked. But it's straight enough so that he can hold this for quite a while because he has a strong upper shoulder girdle. Now, as he lowers down slowly, once again, his tricep muscle is working, it's contracting while it lengthens, his pectoralis muscles are working. They're contracting while they lengthen, and nothing much is happening in the bicep muscle except as a counterbalance to the triceps. Thank you, Ethan. We'll come back to a standing position. The last thing I just said, we'll be talking about again later. His bicep muscle was soft and inactive, but it was active as a counterbalance to his tricep. That's a slightly more challenging thing to understand. We'll come back to that later. One more yoga posture, our classic warrior pose. So if Ethan wouldn't mind stepping his feet wide apart, he's going to turn his right toes inwards slightly and his left toes outwards. And then he's going to turn to face his left thigh. So in what's known as Virabhadrasana A in yoga, or Warrior 1, we create a deep lunge. Ethan's going to bend his left knee, and we'll do a very simplified version for the shoulders. We'll just lift the arms without touching the hands, and he can relax his shoulders, because we want to talk about his quadriceps. Here, in Virabhadrasana A, these muscles here, the quadricep muscles, are eccentrically lengthening. It doesn't seem logical that they would be, though. You can see a very pronounced quadricep on Ethan, so obviously they're really contracting to stabilize the posture. Now straighten this leg, Ethan, and pull up on your kneecap. Still, you can see a pronounced quadricep muscle. That's because when his leg is straight, his leg and thigh, when they're straight, that's the short version of the quadriceps. Now they're short. Bend your knee again. Now they're lengthening. His quadricep muscles are now actually stretching while they're strengthening. So anytime we start to bend the knee in that type of position, or most types of bent knee positions actually, we're stretching the quadriceps to different degrees. It depends on the body, it depends on the amount of flexion. He's creating flexion here at his knee joint. His quadriceps are eccentrically lengthening. Thank you.